I'm on a date tonight, so I'll have to just looking good to... No, I'll just do it in front of her, actually.
Going! He's kept going! He scored! Oh, Stockport pressure. And the header into the back of the net! It's Coleman! Armstrong made it again. And a superb goal! Changing it. Lisa! Cracker! Rose tries to get the ball in. Wilkinson!
It's a 5-star performance from Stockport County.
All right, we got a small house, a small house, but we got a big bloody heart, I tell you.
Hello and welcome to the 94th episode of SK3 TV, the show for the thinking county fan. As long as what that county fan is thinking is, dear Lord, give me some bloody nuance. Sick of it. Yes, we are here every week talking about what has happened that weekend with County, which is increasingly becoming just a very similar thing every week. With me, Nick, and Dave. Hello, Dave. You all right?
Yeah, wish we didn't have to talk about County for an hour, but such is life at the moment, isn't it? At least we've got Wembley to look forward to.
That's it. I mean, we might just... If the form carries on as it is, I think every Sunday we'll just phase in more and more Wembley content until it's like 59 minutes of Wembley and 1 minute of current football. It's like a parallel universe, isn't it? It's like a multiverse thing. And like in one of them, we're really good in the cup. Just a shame about the rest of it. But yeah. I don't. We'll get onto it in a bit. But I don't think yesterday was truly that torrid. Really, we've been worse. So we'll get on. It's not all bad. It's despite if you went on Twitter, you'd think, oh god, it is actually terrible. But it's not too bad. So what we'll do some admin first. So we are, of course, brought to you in association with the Blackbird Group, encompassing being on the pans at Gorilla Manchester as part of Blackbird Kitchen, the newly relaunched Blackbird Burger, and Lens Chippy in Droylsden. Bang, bang, bang. 3. Done it. Bang. Sorted. There's no Geordie Hatter's Thursday night show this week because he's in France, and I can't be trusted to sub in 2 weeks in a row because it was I don't know how he does it. I don't like talking to myself. Considering that I'm a man who... Horrible. I hated it. I was just when you're talking to yourself, it's like this is a man. You're talking to a man who does like football manager press conferences to himself while he's like washing up and stuff. But for some reason, just talking. No, couldn't do it. It's as if I didn't admire Geordie Hatter enough. It's just gone up a level there. So I won't be doing that on my own again. I'll do it with him, but just not on my own. Right. Pleasingly, the weekend was ruined nice and early yesterday. It was ruined before I'd even put a bet on. So, I absolutely take it. We might as well start by saying, I mean, Lincoln are going to win the league. They're more accomplished than anyone we've seen. I mean, Cardiff were jittery for long periods against us. I'd say there was a 10-minute period after we scored yesterday where I thought, oh shit, we might win this. But Lincoln just kind of sprung. They didn't even have to properly spring into life because we are so poor defensively, embarrassingly bad, like genuinely, like laughably bad. This season, defensively, it's been like one of them, you know, the bloopers videos like Danny Baker or Nick Hancock's. Like they could just, the back 5 or so could basically have their own this season. Cause it's ridiculous.
Own goals and gaffs. What a Christmas that was, by the way, VHS. But yeah, defensively it's been poor. Bit of story of the season, hasn't it? I think, look, we can forgive mistakes because mistakes, everybody makes them, blah, blah, blah. But when you're making the same mistakes over and over again, you've then got to just start wondering, what are they doing in training? Especially when, you know, our management team who are highly successful at what they do, were defenders, very good ones.
Yeah.
Just kind of, that's what I don't get the most. And obviously, Ben Hinshaw got dropped. And by the way, he hasn't been great in the build-up to that. But it's just showed since Corey's come in, who I think has done really well, that the keeper wasn't really the problem. It was the people in front of him, I think.
Yeah, there's big problems just all through the side, really. It feels like after the initial promise of the window, I mean, Josh Stokes got off to a flyer, and I didn't realise he was playing yesterday until just before half time. That was the first point at which I noticed that he was on the pitch. Josh Dakers-Cogley, who was universally accepted as
The signing of the season, you claimed, didn't you, a few weeks ago?
Yeah, and then it seems to be the same thing we had with Corey O'Keefe at the start of the season. He was getting forward and putting crosses in, and then all of a sudden he just stopped. It's this thing we keep doing. We'll work out a way to play that works for us, and then after a few weeks of doing it, we'll stop doing it. It's been a common thing over the last 3 or 4 years. We'll just be like, oh no, it's cheating now. We won't do what suits us. We'll go back to just playing with like one hand behind our back. It's weird. It's very weird. But that said, we limited them to not very much yesterday. So I think that's, we can take solace from that. I think there was that period in the second half where changes had been made, and we were on top for 10 minutes. Let's cling on to that. But I mean, it certainly wasn't the hammering people were anticipating, and it certainly wasn't a 3-1 game. I don't think. I mean, obviously the third came when we were pushing forward, but yeah, I think 3-1 did flatter them a bit, I'd say.
I think, but based off what I've read, obviously not claiming to have watched any Lincoln games other than the 2 that we played, and I think get the feeling that's how they play every week. They're happy for the other team to have the ball. And then when they get it, they're really, really good with the ball. They know what they're doing. But yeah, and I think, look, any game's going to be, you'll win any game when you defend the way we did, not to go over that again. But no, wasn't as bad as 90 minutes as some people would have you believe. That being said, the bad bits were really, really bad. And if you want to get any kind of success out of a season, you just got to do the basics right. And Ethan Pye, not to single anyone out, but I just have. He's been off it for ages, and I just and maybe if we can get Hoskinen, if he's fit, if he's going to play this season, get him in just to give Pye a rest, because as not great as he's been, he must be knackered. He's playing 90 minutes every week. He's playing in the Virtue, playing in all the competitions just because of lack of cover in that position. Maybe he needs a rest. Maybe he's sulking because he didn't get his move at the end of in the summer. Who knows? It could be a number of reasons, but. He can get back to the way he was. He's playing really well in some games, but for the most part, he just seems a bit off it for me.
Yeah, there seems to be a very big drop off. Brad Hill's next to him as well seems to be either fantastic or awful. He still has these games where he'll get sucked into a battle with an opposition striker and they'll get in his head, which is ironic given the song. But they'll sort of get in his head, and that third goal yesterday was just I have no idea.
It's the worst goal we've conceded in a long time.
Yeah, I mean they say don't let it bounce, and certainly don't let it bounce about 7 times or whatever it did. It was just silly. You can't even. It just feels like our plan defensively is to sort of try and crowd them out, and if that doesn't happen, everyone just dive in front of the ball, and we normally get away with it. But when they're not diving in front of the ball with conviction, I don't know what Ethan Pye was doing for the second. He just sort of, it's like he couldn't make his mind up whether to jump in front of it or swing at it, and just did neither. Basically, I can see why, because I think any goal like that second one, people will look at the keeper instantly. So I can see why he was pissed off at Ethan Pye there, because he must be thinking, well, I'm getting dropped in it now because people will blame me for that one. I don't think anyone's saving that when there's a deflection that close.
No, and even the first one he's getting, people are saying maybe he could have come and claimed it. Maybe he could have, but in his mind, he's expecting, rightly so, Brad Hills or any other defender to get rid of the ball and not allow it to bounce in the 6-yard box. Because if he comes for that, and the defender is there, they clash into each other, and then he gets creep anyway. And I'm one of them. I don't need an excuse to have a go at Corey personally, but when there's absolutely no reason to, you've got to say how it is. He's been really good since he's come back in. But yeah, I don't think it was wrong. But going back to Pye and Hills, I think what they were good at last season, when one of them had a bad game, the other one would have a great game and cover. And at the moment, like you just said, both having bad games, which isn't, and they're not the only two, by the way. I'm not trying to single them out, but yeah, you notice it with them too because they've got themselves to such a high standard and set themselves such a high standard that anything below that is noticeable now.
I feel sorry for Lowu as well because he was clearly signed to be the middle centre back. He's been fairly solid on the right of a three, but you can tell when he's on the ball, you can tell that's not his position. He'd be the centre of a three, and then obviously Brad Hills becomes available late on in the window. Whether Hoskinen can be the one, I mean, I've just permitted myself like a moment of wondering what if there with him because I've already resigned myself to never seeing him.
Yeah.
But for a moment there, I allowed myself to believe, and it was wild. Really, what an interesting thought experiment that was.
Well, he played 34 minutes in a behind closed doors under 21s game, didn't he?
Yeah.
Not sure.
Well, not that
minutes
behind
injured.
closed doors because people reported back on him being injured.
Oh, it wasn't behind closed doors. It was at Staley Bridge, yeah.
Well, might as well, but same thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
But we've just done like
we had there.
we've done nearly 10 minutes on the Lincoln game, and I'm sick of it already. So I think, Dave, what you should do, you should tell people what we got up to on Tuesday.
So, yes, we had a lovely chat with the only county captain to win at Wembley, Gareth Owens, or Gaz, as me and Nick now allowed to call him because he's our friend. So that's up on YouTube. It's on all of your podcast platforms. Go and give it a watch or listen. But it was great. I didn't want to say this to his face. I didn't want to blow too much smoke up his ass because I did enough of that. But not to give away any spoilers, we asked him how close was he not to play at Wembley given the injury he had to his eye socket. And he was told that if he gets a bang on it in the wrong place, he could lose his sight. Now, us as fans, all we want is for our players to give their all for the badge. He was willing to give his eyesight in one of his eyes. And I think he's a proper old-fashioned centre-back that we don't really see a lot of anymore. But it was a great hour and a bit we spent with him. And a really, above all, just a lovely man.
Doing incredible numbers with some incredible feedback as well. People have really enjoyed that. So thank you to everyone who has enjoyed that. And there'll be more of them. We've got a list to work through. So stay tuned for that. Subscribe, maybe. That'd be good. If you did that, then you'd know before everyone else. Yeah. Maybe I'll do a Substack. What's a Substack? What do I do?
Don't ask me.
No. Question for you, Dave. Given that this is your area of expertise, where are we reaching on the must-win scale now? You're our must-win scale correspondent. So
well, you've got to win them all, haven't you? Let's be real. Obviously, second's gone, so you want to get in the playoffs. So win it all now. I reckon you need 7 wins. How many games are left? About 12.
Not enough for us to get second. Put it that way.
No.
No. But yeah, in terms of so obviously we've got two in hand. So we've got 11 left.
11. I think we need to win 6 of those to guarantee playoffs, I would say. But as again, Gaz Owen was saying, if you're going in the playoffs, you want to be going in with momentum, not on the back of scraping your way in there. So just go and win as many games as you can now, get momentum. Also, the players are playing for a place at Wembley, aren't they? So maybe promotion's not your focus right now. Just go and perform, go and do well, and go and get yourself in the Wembley team. And then, focus back on league. It's a nice distraction, but you would hope that everyone would be buzzing for that. But we didn't see much of that yesterday. But where are we in the must win? Well, calling out Des Hinks yesterday was a must win. So finally, I was proved right because you had to win the game before the must win, and we didn't. So I was right again. Cheers, Des. But 6 or 7 wins. Oh, don't say it. But 6 or 7 wins we need.
I don't think a game away at the league leaders who are unbeaten in 18 can be a must win. It just can't be.
Any game away at this level can't be a must win. Although actually, I'm saying that with Bradford definitely was. But no, when we pulled it back to 1-0 yesterday, I was really, really happy and hoped we could keep hold of it. But all week as I said to you, I just think we're going to get battered. And while we didn't get battered performance-wise, the scoreline almost suggests that we did, and that's the only thing that matters, the score. But
Yeah.
wasn't. It's the hope that kills you, isn't it?
It is. The big worry for me is that we're going to get 2 or 3 weeks down the line and people will be saying, well, if we win our 2 games in hand, then we're back in the playoff places. Now, that would be a worry if we can't get ourselves back up in that top 6 as soon as possible. Just psychologically, if nothing else.
Yeah. And who are the games in hand? Mansfield and Wimbledon. Not easy. Not easy at all. Yeah, the old saying goes, doesn't it? Points on the board over games in hand any day of the week.
It's just amazing how expectations have sort of been revised. So after a bit of a shaky start, it was, well, it's all right. We'll still be in contention for top 2, and then it's we're still in contention for the playoffs. And then, how long will it be before people start? I mean, there's a few murmurings already of us not getting into the playoffs. There's a few saying actually, we genuinely could miss out here, and it's starting to. I mean, it's not even a case of. I've seen people looking at the fixtures and saying, well, we've got a decent run in. So, well, at this stage of the season, there's just no such thing as a decent run in because teams are coming into form who you didn't expect to come into form and vice versa. It's just horrible. It's minging all around. And then with the fixture pile up we're going to have as well.
Fun fact is we conceded the same amount of goals as bottom of the league, Port Vale.
See, that's terrible, isn't it? That's really bad. That's with 11 games to go as well.
Yeah, going into the season, it was right. We've been working hard all summer. The goal is to score more goals than we did last year, and to concede less than we did last year. And as we sit here, we've scored less and conceded more.
It's mad that we're still in the playoff discussion. It's just we could end up being that team who finishes miles behind everyone else and still goes up. Like when did Burnley finish 20 odd points behind us or something, then beat us in the playoff final? It could actually be us, and then it'll all be forgotten. No one. If we go up in the playoff final, no one's going to be saying, "Oh well, we were shit for most of the season."
I don't know. I could think of a couple.
Oh, I mean, I will. I'll make it my business just to.
Yeah.
Someone should.
It'll be on the same list that we've got of when England get knocked out of the World Cup in this quarter final after playing really attacking football. We've got a list, the Southgate list.
Playing really attacking football against the first decent team they come up against.
Yeah.
And then losing. Yeah. All for that.
But what do you think about these people who say, I don't want to go up anyway because we're going to have to invest loads of money, blah, blah, blah. Look what Wrexham have done, blah, 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 blah. What do you mean?
I've never understood that mindset. If you've got a chance of promotion, you take it. See, I don't think it's the be all and end all. I haven't. When Stock first took over, I was quite happy just getting back. League One is our rightful level, both historically and probably emotionally as well. I think that's where we were when I started. That's where, bar 5 years in the Championship. I mean, we spent more time in non-league than we have in the Championship in our history.
Yeah.
So
by some way as well.
yeah, by some way. So. Maybe that's our rightful level, but yeah, I'm quite fine with. I mean, similar to Peterborough and Rotherham and what have you, they'll have the odd couple of seasons in the Championship, then come down. They'll have players that they'll sell on who'll go and play at the top level and that sort of thing. That adds a bit of interest. I'm quite fine with that, but yeah, at no point would I pivot to saying I don't want us to go up. Especially with the justification being, think of the money we'll have to spend. It's like, yeah, but it's not us spending it, is it?
And also, think of the money that we'll receive for getting up.
Yeah.
One of those, I think you get 20 million flat, probably more from Sky and all that, and then from the league. So, like you said, it's not our money. But why would you go to any football match of a team that you support and then go, actually, I don't really think I want to go up?
And the gap from here to the Championship is so big that no matter how our squad looks, I mean, you can say now, I can't see any of these players getting in this. I don't think any of these players are good enough for the Championship. You can say that now. But at the end of the day, the gap's that big that whenever we do get there, there's going to be a lot of players who won't be up to it. That's just a fact. That's just how it's going to be. So if you get that opportunity, you take it. I mean, last year probably was a missed opportunity. But for all every year people seem to say, "Oh, it's a shit league this year." It's not. It's roughly the same. There's two teams that are quite a bit better than everyone else, and then the rest are sort of fighting it out. It just seems to be much the same every year. I know there was one season where I think Sheffield Wednesday got like 94 points and missed out on the top two. But other than that, it's broadly been like two teams quite a bit better than everyone. Just the same thing again.
Can we discuss what makes because people say it's a shit league because everybody beats everyone. Personally, I think that makes a good league. It's more competitive. Yeah. Everyone can beat everyone. Look at Scotland, for example, when Celtic winning all them titles, 10 in a row, wasn't it? Now that's a shit league. I think if anybody can beat anyone, like the Prem this year is showing that as well. More competitive across the division. I think that makes it for a better watch. Then obviously you want to win every week, but as it proves the point. We've been on such a bad run of form and we're still knocking on the doors. I think that shows it's a good league.
Yeah, it always makes me laugh this whole when people are slagging off the Premier League and they say, "Oh, the so-called best league in the world." Well, it is. What I mean, in terms of the teams that can realistically win it, it's by far the best league in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to sound quite football hip. Well, not a little bit football hipstery, but I prefer the Championship just because just the jeopardy of the Championship playoff final is the best game in football.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Not apart from the Virtue final, obviously. Although, ask me that again at like 5 o'clock on the day of the final, and we'll see.
I agree with you about the Championship, but I was thinking of a question to ask you this week. Last time it was about what does progression look like. I don't think this question is as good as that one was, but to be honest, I don't think any question they ever ask anybody ever again will be as good as that one. So we discussed it was possible at the time of asking it, it's not now, that we could get more points but finish lower than we did last season. Would that be progression? So just a kind of a spin off on that. Let's say we go to the Virtue final, we win a trophy, but we finish 7th in the league. Do you look at that as season failed? Is it an okay season because we won a trophy? Or is it an awful season that we shouldn't talk about ever again?
Certainly, well, we'll rub our awful season. It's certainly not an awful season. Not to go all, well, I'll show you an awful season. North Terribly did a double over us. But at the same time, that. I would say that missing out on the playoffs, given our momentum and our aims, would be a failure. I think, particularly given we've been in them for most of the season. I think not. I think a lot of it would depend on the manner. Yeah, if in the next couple of weeks we were to fall away further, and then suddenly stumble upon that magic formula, and then go on a mad run, but then just miss out. That might be a bit more palatable because you might think, well, we're all set for next season now. We're all set to hit the ground running now. So I think the circumstances, but missing out on the playoffs for me would be, I think that would be failure. What do you reckon?
I'm on the fence between failure and okay season, and for me, I'm kind of the same as you. Without any of the noise from the club, if you miss out, you miss out. League One, all good. But based on the money spent, the expectation from the board, how open and honest they are about the goals, it would have to go down as a failure. Like I think Richard just said it, the cup's just a nice bonus. It'd be great to win the cup and then go up, because that'd be an absolutely brilliant season. 2 trophies on the open top bus would be unbelievable. But no, I think it probably will be a failure. Yeah,
I mean, hopefully it won't come to. I mean, if it does come to us actually missing out on the playoffs altogether, then there's bigger conversations to be had. I think by people paid a lot more than us, thankfully.
Yeah. Or if you finish in the playoffs and you lose in the semi-final again, would it be the same kind of answer? Probably would be, wouldn't it?
Very much so, yeah. And then either way, whatever happens, I think we'll have the same interview with Wilson in the summer. That this talk of it's evolution, not revolution, before sort of ripping up everything that made us have to, because it's still getting to the point. We had that brief period during the transfer window where it looked as though we'd sort of found our way back to doing what we do best, and then it's just we're just completely gone away from it again now. I mean, the biggest shock yesterday was not only seeing Fiorini on the bench, but also seeing him called upon when we were searching for a goal. I think that was the point where my interest level really dropped. That was the point in which I just thought, oh, we're just throwing anything at it now, are we? Yeah. I don't get the Lewis Bates situation, because there was talk yesterday of he's had like a week and a half rest now. He should be ready to go. It's like, but hang on, surely we wanted to get him match fit. Surely his problems were a lack of match fitness when he came back into the team and was poor. So I'm not quite sure. There's talk. I think there's another behind closed doors game this week, I believe, some friendly or something. So maybe we'll get some minutes in there. It's very strange.
How much match fitness do you think you can get from a behind closed doors friendly? I don't think it's just a glorified training session, is it? Isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think last time we were on with Will, it was Bailey who'd been dropped for Bate, wasn't it? So I'm pleased that Bailey's got his spot back and he's keeping it. But yeah, surely you bring Bate on before Fiorini. You bring Ben Insuff on in midfield before Fiorini.
Yeah, it's such a weird one. You're right on Bailey, because it's becoming increasingly clear that no one else in that midfield can do what he does. It's all much of a muchness in terms of Bate, Norwood, and Osborne when he's in there. It's mad to think we felt largely that going into the window we've largely seemed as though we were set for midfielders. And now all of a sudden, like, we're not seeing Camps again this season. Moxon's gone out on loan. It suddenly looks a bit light.
After that January transfer window, every fan, me included, that's the best transfer window we've ever had, and it felt like it at the time. And I'm not writing it off by. We're talking now like we really have. We've not made the playoffs, aren't we? But it's on paper, the squad is really, really good. I think Tanto's underwhelmed. He's just not been. Well, he's another one. He's probably not match fit, is he? Based on the minutes that he had for Charlton. Sidibe's been what we thought Tanto would be.
Yeah,
he's just really, really good. Maybe we didn't actually need them both, but cover's always good. Stokes, like you said, started off really well. Dakers Cogley, same. But yeah, what would you do on Tuesday? I know we'll talk about Tuesday in a bit. Do you think, because Challinor kind of intimated that Wootton might have a rest soon, who's another one who probably needs a rest. But we've seen this before, what we're like without Wootton, and it's not pretty.
Well, we'll just fall into that thing of playing like we've got a target man despite not having one. That's what we always do. That's why it's just always best to play him. But I think there could have been a strong case for subbing him yesterday, because he was getting nothing off their defenders, getting absolutely nothing. It's like if we could, it's that thing we did when we had Tanto and Barry in the first half up front for the first half of the League Two promotion season, and we'd play Ethan Pye would be one of the main ones playing these balls into the channels, and it had split the centre backs, and that's another thing that we've just decided to stop doing. We were really good at it, really good at it, and then just sort of thought, no, we won't do that again. Just stop. Yeah. Even Wootton was one of the ones coming into the channels and like freeing up space, and it's just, I just don't know why we certainly don't seem to be playing for all the talk of needing a bit of pace up top. We're not playing. We've got two players who fit that description of what we need up front, and we're not playing to either of the strengths really. Sidibe seems to, more often than not, win a header that he has no right to win, and then be the one running onto it, which is just so frustrating every week.
That was like what Liam Dickerson used to do. Won the ball
Yeah.
and then go and got to the end of his own pass. But two completely different kind of players, aren't they? What do you think about Tuesday? Northampton just sacked Kevin Nolan. Lost against Burton yesterday 2-0. I mean, all the good teams lose against Burton anyway, so that's no problem. But yeah, what are you expecting for it?
I mean, talking interview, Sam Burns seemed to think that Challoner was a bit pissed off with Mothersill for another injury. So he get Jack Diamond scored yesterday. Will he be coming off the bench again? There's so many decisions to make once again. Players, I mean, we're probably due another Odin Bailey dropping. It's been a while, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely ages since he got dropped for no reason, so that's coming.
What do you reckon's happened with Mothersill? Do you reckon it is a kick-off behind the scenes? Or do you reckon he's just sick of being the transfer record-breaking signing and then not being able to live up to that, getting shit from the fans, probably getting shit from the staff? Do you reckon he's just sick of it?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look happy, does it? But neither would I, really, because I mean,
No, definitely not.
I mean, that Reading game was the best game he played for us. He actually looked like he could make a difference there, and then gets subbed. He kicks off a bit after being accused of not caring, and it's one of them where you just hope that there'll be a bit of a reset in the summer for him, and he can start from scratch in the summer. But I'm not holding my breath.
No,
it just absolutely stinks of a loan somewhere, like next season, loan somewhere closer to home or something. It's just
Must be difficult because his partner's had a baby, hasn't she? And she still lives down south somewhere. So mustn't be easy. But yeah, there's definitely a player in there. That's the most frustrating thing about him. I'm convinced he will come good though. Like you just said, give him the summer off. And then come back in July whenever they go back, June, and nail it. But yeah, I don't think he'll start on Tuesday. I think we might see Wootton dropped, have Sidibe and Tanto up top. And then, the same old midfield and the same old defence.
Yeah,
we win.
It's going to be... It's going to start getting a bit... I mean, there's already like these little factions forming. It's usually people. It's this need for everything to be black or white. I think if you dare suggest that we're not playing to our full potential and the football hasn't been great to watch this season, then all of a sudden that means you want the manager out, you want Wilson out, you want the owner out, everything. It's like, no, I just think we can and have been better under this manager and with a number of these players. So it's just frustrating that it seems as though a lot of fans can see what the issues are. And to be fair, people at the club can see what the issues are because they went out to remedy them in January. But then for whatever reason, we're just not playing to the strength of those players. It's just really baffling. I think if we carry on like this, 1 week, I think we could just release like an old podcast, and I don't think anyone would notice. Genuinely think we could like break out the one from like the Leyton Orient game or the Lincoln Boxing Day game,
and just edit every time we mention the other team's name. We just edit over it.
Yeah.
With the current team that we're playing.
Yeah, really bad AI editing.
Yeah. Well, it is. It's just it is the same every week at the minute. We're gonna turn somebody over soon, and I think when we do, we'll really kick on, and hopefully that's going to be Tuesday, because it's a really tough game next Saturday in the rehearsal for the final. Now that is next week, isn't it, Luton?
Yeah, Luton next Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah. So go and beat Northampton on Tuesday with a good performance. Good amount of goals, a clean sheet preferably, then go there in the best possible way that we can. I won't be able to not go into Luton due to my managerial commitments on a Saturday morning and the early kickoff. It's just as impossible to get there. But I'm quite happy based on current form that I can't go.
Yeah. I mean, I would even up until about 8 o'clock on Saturday morning. I was like seriously contemplating going Lincoln, and then about midway through the second half, I just thought, oh god, imagine how miffed I'd be now. I mean, I certainly wouldn't. I mean, I went out in Stockport last night. I certainly wouldn't have gone out last night if I'd been to Lincoln. It would have been just like, I'm going back to bed. I've had enough. It's just, yeah. I mean, more power to people who are managing to travel that way at the moment, because it's just, and yes, I know. Based on where we've been, this is good and everything, but
you're allowed to be pissed off in the moment. You're allowed to be.
Yeah. I think so. I think it's fine. It's fine. It's worth remembering that. Yeah, it is. Well, it is in our. Yeah, it is in our hands. 2 games in hand. It's very much in our hands. Finishing in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So, but you do. Who's the team who's up there now? Who they don't necessarily have to be in the playoff places at the moment, but who's the team that you look at and think, oh shit, I'd hate to play them? It's Bolton for me, and not just because of their proclivity for scoring late goals and making comebacks, but just because they're due one against us.
Yeah, I'd say Bolton for that reason, and also Bradford, just because I don't know we're due one against them, but Sass is a big game player at the best of times. So, well, he got us to Wembley, didn't he? With his penalty against Salford. Can you just imagine getting knocked out of the playoffs by him with the Torre assist as well? Told you so, everybody. But no, I think Bolton or Bradford would be the ones for me that I wouldn't want to play. Although, having said that, I don't get who it is. I just want to get there now. Which isn't it weird? Three weeks ago, it was win these games in hand, and we could be on for the second spot here. Now it's fucking hell, I hope we make the playoffs.
I mean, there's a lot of talk of Reading in the comments as well as a team who have completely passed me by. They seem to have constantly been kind of inching up towards the playoff places, but I could not even tell you where they are now. They've just not registered for me.
I think if they won on Tuesday just gone, or whatever day they played, them and Stevenage, if they won, they'd have overtaken us, but they both got beat. That's as far as I can tell you where they are. But I don't know how they go. I don't even know how they went on yesterday.
No, but then Luton seems to be gaining a bit of momentum, despite their fans being generally constantly miffed, from what I can see. Bradford, there's a fair bit of dissatisfaction at Bradford, surprisingly, because they've essentially got rid of one of the greatest goal scorers the club's ever seen and have replaced him with Paul Mullin, to everyone's confusion. So yeah, there's issues at all these clubs up there. We're not the only ones that are sort of having problems at the moment. I think the reason I don't see Reading as a threat is just because it seems like the last 18 months or so has just been this talk of them having terrible owners and not being able to pay wages and stuff. So I just assumed they're an absolute basket case, but they do seem to have got their shit together. And as we saw against us last season, they had some decent young players coming through and what have you. So if they've matured another year, then yeah, it makes sense that they will be up there. But it is, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Plymouth or Peterborough, one of them two is going to make it into the playoffs, I think. And you just look and think, well, there's plenty of teams, and we're looking at the way we're playing, we're exactly the type of team who will fall out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
I don't like
God, it's sad, isn't it? It's depressing when we think about it. And I know, going back to what you said, we have come a very long way. There's never an excuse to justify losing a game of football. We've all seen us lose games of football hundreds of times, probably. Don't care if we lose. I care about how we lose. And that's exactly a disappointing bit. To show how far we've come, we've got some people who decided they're not going to Wembley because they don't agree with the competition. Which, look, I get the virtue has become a mockery of a competition with the inclusion of the Premier League teams and the format with the penalty shootouts for extra points. Fine. But the Wembley final is not against a Premier League under-21 team, and it's not got a penalty shootout at the end for an extra bonus point. It's just Stockport County against Luton in a final at Wembley. Go. We might never get to Wembley again. You never know. when we're going to get there again. So if you're thinking about not going, anybody, because we're too good for this competition or we're above it, get yourselves to Wembley. We were dreaming of a FA Trophy Wembley final not long ago, and this is probably on par with that competition. So get yourselves down there.
And linking into that, actually, another thought experiment surrounding being a championship club. So if we were in the championship again, obviously we go into the FA Cup straight into third round draw. So if we were in the championship and did a third round draw and we got like the sort of draw we dreamed about, we got like United, Newcastle, something like that.
Yeah.
Would the shine be sort of taken off it a bit by the fact we've not had to like beat some absolute fodder? You know, like when you have to like overcome a tricky banana skin to get that tie, it feels like you've earned it a bit more, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Because almost winning that second round game gives you more elation than anything the third round brings. Because
that's it. It's winning that second round game and knowing like, yes, I can watch the draw Monday.
Yeah. But nah, if we got up and then we got United away, we'd be bloody buzzing, wouldn't we?
Yeah, but I'm going to be really contrary now. If that does happen, I'm going to be like, well, no, because we've not really won any game. It doesn't really feel like we're playing United, and I'll be like, oh, well, they're going to rotate as well. I'm going to be that guy. I'm going to I'm going to suck all the joy out of it. I'm going to suck all the joy out of it, like them people on Facebook who've bought individual county EFL stickers. They've gone on Vinted and bought all the county stickers. It's like, oh, you absolute thief of joy. Why would you do that? Some of us have got 700 stickers to put in upstairs.
It's not put them in.
Pile of them. No, I need to scan them all again because I lost track of my scanning. So I need to go through the book and scan the ones that are already in, and then I need to scan this other 700 I've got. It's a bloody nightmare. I'll get it done before the end of the season.
They've got cards coming out of
my life. Yeah.
I've drawn the line of stickers. I'm not buying cards.
Well, I'll just buy the county ones off Vinted.
Yeah.
Right, yeah,
I don't know if they'll sell them because they are autographed, aren't they? So I don't know if people will sell it.
And I think they've all got like 3 different tiers on each one. So that like dictates how rare they are, apparently.
I never understand this rarity of cards. It's a football card, isn't it? But some people like it.
Die with his Pokemon.
How does Corey Die get his defenders on the bus? Pokemon! Whee!
Why shouldn't you go in the showers next to Corey Die? Because he might Pikachu. Ha! Oh God. Well, this is what it's come to. For nearly 45 minutes in, and we've actually. Well, I'll cheer you up further. This will do it. Stats corner over here. Northampton's record at Edgeley Park. They haven't won a game at Edgeley Park since 1986, and we've won 5 out of 7 against them in that period. So,
and we should have won last season, but we didn't. Last minute equaliser, wasn't it, on a Tuesday night? Yeah,
I think since we've been back in the league, our results against them at home haven't been the best. But yeah, they've not been beating us. So that's. But you do. I don't know if it's confirmation bias or do we seem to always get teams on a new manager bounce? Do they always seem to be playing us after they sack managers? Someone must have done some research on just how often it's happened.
Well, we were talking about this in Last Man Standing yesterday or Friday, whatever day it was, and there was names put in. I've had to join on my phone because my laptop was doing updates, so I can't refer to my phone to check. But we have played. Last year we played just after Steve Bruce got sacked from Blackpool. That was one. Wigan. There was a good 5 or 6 in the last couple of years that we have done.
Yeah,
so,
I think we must be the most out of anyone.
Who is the new manager?
I don't think they've announced one yet, have they?
Probably not.
I don't know. It's some bastard who's going to turn us over and give it out to the main stand. That's for sure. Yeah, it's all set up Tuesday night. It's all set up for one of those nights, under the lights and everything. I'm going to use the phrase that's not been used for a very long time. The filed moment. Do you remember when that was a whole big thing in non-league?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. It was
God.
true, wasn't it? But the thing is, we lost that game, and it became a big moment.
Yeah, because everyone just like got behind the players and stuff like that, and it was something just clicked that night. I don't know. It was weird. I'm like,
Yeah.
I was going to say I'll watch that back, but I don't think there's... Oh, no, it's filed away that there was no highlights of, wasn't it? Because Challoner wouldn't let us film.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone forgets that. I bet he was gutted he couldn't do that with us. Is that for fuck's sake?
Yeah.
Colin Calderwood is... I'm pretty sure he's managed Northampton before. I think he just goes back there. I think he's there down in Ferguson, isn't he?
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of ex-managers, you've seen the event County are doing with lots of ex-managers.
Yeah.
One notable exclusion. I think
all his mates are there, though.
Well, I think. Do you think he's been invited and he's turned it down?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think
too.
he's. I think that door's very much shut from his point of view. I think, yeah. Just from like what he's said and what have you when he's done other events and stuff like that. Yeah. He was at, no, fair enough. I think he still watches games and stuff like that. But yeah, I might go down to. I don't tend to have much interest in the non-county events that get put on, like Duncan Ferguson, the like, and various Manchester City related events. No interest in them ones. But yeah, I might nip down to that one. I think it's good. It's good that we're getting a bit of mileage out of Dave Jones now as well. That'll be his second event, because it does seem like he's one that was never really brought back. And Alan Lord as well, someone who history should be very kind to.
Absolutely. He obviously Jim Gannon will get the plaudits for bringing us back to where we are, but would we have been in a position for that to happen without what Alan Lord did? He stopped the rot, didn't he, and turned us around.
Yeah.
To put us back on the upward trajectory, and yeah, he is.
I think it's forgotten that this run of finishing the next season higher than the previous one, that started under Alan Lord. He was the one who started that run.
Yeah.
What was it, 2014? So yeah, I wonder if he'll be wearing his Sambas.
Definitely.
That's the key question. The Peter Ward section could be very interesting.
Yeah, that will be good.
Give it a... I think it would have been Ward. Yeah, he was sacked and they didn't realise it was the game that evening. I think it would have been. Yeah, it would have been when Ray Mathias had come in. Well, yeah, that was what a wild time that was.
I know. And now we're turning.
I think we have it bad now. I'm not going. on Wembley though, really annoying that we can't like book specific seats. In this day and age, I don't understand that. You could last time for the playoff final. You get like the seat viewer and all that.
See, I didn't think you could, but I was corrected, and you could. I don't understand, because like Will pointed out in our WhatsApp group, even with future ticketing, you could pick seats for Chorley away. You could pick a seat.
Yep.
Maybe that's not a good example because there's not many seats there, but you know what I mean. These away games with smaller grounds, you could pick seats for. Surely, because Luton can pick their own seats. Luton fans.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why we can't. But what I did was when I requested my tickets, it came up row 9, row 4. So not having that, so I kept on going out, and then I finally got row 36. So I will be. You're in my seating, somebody, if the requirement is there.
How many do you think we're going to sell?
More than 10,000. It's not been less than 15,000.
Yes, because it's certainly not had the. In the past, when we've been selling tickets for a big game, there've been constant updates on how many we've sold. There's been none of that this time. But I suppose you're just going to open yourself up to Luton fans going, "Oh, well,
exactly.
we've sold 432,000 because we're not 10 minutes away at all." So maybe that's a part of it. But yeah, I'd say 15,000 would be the max. I said, what did we take for Carlisle? We certainly took more for Carlisle than we did for Rochdale. But
No, I don't
we've got
think
to
we
factor in. Did we not?
I don't think we did because, well, the excuse was trains not running, etc. But I'm sure we didn't take as many. But I can't remember. I might be wrong. I've been wrong before. But I don't think we're going to take as many as we took against Carlisle.
No. I mean, you got to factor in it's a much less important game as well. It's not, it's a big difference with a playoff final. I do enjoy the thought process of the people saying they're not going to the Virtue because they're saving they're saving for Wembley in the playoff final. It's like, oh, brave. It's a bold move.
Well, it's I've completely lost my train of thought. But yeah,
as the John A.K. Classic County has said, though, the prices are bang on. There's a conscious effort to. I mean, I don't think you can just put it down to the whole under-21 boycott thing because attendances even in the 90s, attendances were low in the early rounds. It was only like later on when it starts to fill up a bit. But yeah, very good pricing structure. I think can't argue with that. Yeah, it does make it very reasonable.
But then when we get to, or maybe we won't get there, but when the playoff final happens, they somehow manage to charge the same seats double what they did for this competition. Yeah. That does annoy me. That, but no, £10 for kids. I think mine was 36. So yeah, I'm just excited to be able to take my kids to Wembley. Yeah, you know, my dad took me. Now I can take mine. But just go. I reckon.
Day out.
Because it's nice to be able to go to Wembley, not really being that bothered about the result. Yes,
this is it. This is what I've wanted since the morning after the Carlisle game. I have wanted this. I've just wanted that trip to Wembley where it just doesn't really matter. It's just a nice little bonus. Obviously, it'd feel like a much nicer bonus if we had a bit more confidence that we'd be achieving our main goal at the end of the season. But at the same time, there's no reason not to. It could be worse as well because the National League Cup that got brought in, which is the same premise with under 21 teams. Well, the final of that is Boreham Wood against West Ham under 21s. So
at Wembley,
I'd imagine so. Yeah.
Oh my goodness,
that's bleak, isn't it? I mean, anyone who travels to that to go and watch West Ham under 21s is just. It'll be like Vauxhall Motors, where it's just the friends and family. That'll be it. That'll be it. I'm assuming you saw the lad at Everton who that Tierno Barry who got his mates tickets.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Got his Arsenal supporting mates tickets in the Everton. People say footballers aren't thick, and then you see something like, mind you, have you seen him play football? He's definitely fucking thick. Jesus Christ.
And then he's released a statement saying how the fans are in the wrong. Yeah. Hold on a minute. Your mates are celebrating in front of them having lost late on. You just don't do that. It's just stupid.
No, I mean, a bit close to home as well, because obviously we've had a player recently whose friends were wearing the attire of another club in our end and stuff, and it's just basic stuff, this. But I think that's it. Do you think it's down to the fact football is essentially just a TV show now? Do you think it's just down to that, and that if that's your only way of sort of taking in football, you're not going to get the tribalism of it. You're not going to understand why that's a thing. I don't know what it is. Yeah. Just one of the other problems I can't solve.
Yeah, well, it is, isn't it? It's almost too accessible now to go and watch whatever match you want wherever you are.
Yeah.
And look, we sometimes choose to watch an away game from our holiday home in Albania rather than going to some of the games sometimes. So yeah, but no, I don't know. I just certainly at the top level, you don't know where the next generation of fans are coming from. And not only that, the treatment of fans, to get political about football, the treatment of fans at the very top level is disgusting now to the loyal fans. They don't want the loyal season ticket holders. They want the tourists in every week who's going to come in, spend 150 quid in the club shop, go and buy a load of food, Not that only tourists eat, of course, but their match day spend will be much higher than me or you at County U, just to buy a couple of drinks and a hot dog or something.
Yeah. At the end of the day, they're not going to be going online moaning during the week either. They're not going to be going on podcasts whinging about stuff. Their involvement ends at 5 p.m. on the Saturday and then starts again at like 3 p.m. the following Saturday. So and any company would want that. Any company would want. Yeah. It's not a fault. That is what you'd want. But yeah, if you're gonna go, I think if these clubs are gonna go on about the community side of things. And during COVID was sickening with this whole of the game's nothing without the fans and all this, and it's just, well, really. National League Cup final is at Boreham Wood, so that's less embarrassing. Okay. Although, do you reckon they'll have the goals up? They'll have the goals up. Was it Boreham Wood where we played where the goals actively moved during the scramble?
Or
was it Maidenhead? It was somewhere like that.
Or Bromley, I've got in mind, but any of the above it could have been.
Yeah, it was one of them that around London. It was one of them places that you couldn't point to on a map, but they're around London somewhere. Yeah. And Wrexham have got new goals, I noticed, during the Chelsea. Horrible. For like leisure centre goals.
Yeah. I don't understand how on earth they've managed to end up with that. With all the money that they spent, just go and buy some proper nets. But this is
another fascination.
I'm not bothered by them.
Well, no, while we're on Wrexham, another fascination of mine that's developed this weekend. County fans on social media who call anyone who says we're not very good at the moment, basically tells them to fuck off to United or City, or says, oh, well, we're in non-league this long ago and all that. Those people also whinging non-stop about Reynolds and McElhenney doing commentary on Sky for the game of the night. A commentary that you had to press the red button to get. They had like the main commentary on, and then you could switch to. It's not like it was being rammed down your throat. I've seen more whinging about that than I have about our performances.
Yeah, I do think that was quite. It was quite embarrassing, but people will watch it, won't they? People who don't have ill feeling towards Wrexham, which probably is more people than you would care to admit now, obviously, apart from their rivals, circumstantial rivalries that they've had in the past. Most people would want to watch it, I would think. Otherwise, they wouldn't have done it. I bet the viewing figures were good. And they are actually too. I didn't watch it, but on the documentary that I was a star of course, they come across really well, don't they? They're just nice blokes. Bought a football club and they've elevated them to. And people, it's not a fairy tale. They spent money. I mean, National League 2, Championship playoff positions. I think that is pretty fairy tale stuff. Nobody's ever been promoted without spending any money. We've not been promoted without spending any money. So, yeah, I think of course it's a fairy tale. We've been having a fairy tale. We just don't have the billionaire Hollywood owners to make it look shiny. We've just got Mark Stark who's behind the scenes getting shit done. Getting shit done, indeed. Apart from stadium expansions, apparently. Which aren't required, I don't think, which is why they've not been done. And look, if you've got to beg people to, of course it would. You've got to beg people to go to Wembley. You don't need a stadium expansion. On that, I keep getting blocks in my mind. I can't remember what I was going to say. Mark Stott Stadium. What was I going to say? Can't remember. Move on. Well, record yourself saying it when you remember it, and we'll put it out as a bonus podcast. It's 3 o'clock this morning. I'll sit up in bed. That was it. Yeah, record it instantly. Anything else before we wrap up, Dave? We could end on a bit of positivity. Stockport Dynamos update. Now the league don't like publicising results or opponents, and that's absolutely fine. So what I will say is we've won 4 on the bounce. Lily is on fire, as are all of the teammates. Everyone's chipping in with some goals. We've qualified for a cup final, which we've played at a local non-league ground. The parents have got to pay admission prices to get in, so that we've hit the big time. But no, the improvement from week 1 to now week 10, I think we're on, it's been absolutely unbelievable. Every single player nailing it, and very, very proud of them all. Nice and one. Of me and my friend Andy as the management team.
they've bought into what the management team are trying to do, and that's always
have.
good to see.
They have, but no, it's really,
Just-
really good. I'm
Just
enjoying
people
it.
who get paid $300,000 a week and can't do that. So
Well, I'm expecting a call from Mr. Wilson if things continue. He'll look at what's going on in the under-8 girls' leagues around the area and think, I know what we need.
well, you know
They
when
don't.
like managers are like doing the coaching badges and they'll go and like shadow another manager.
Yeah,
They're going to shadow maybe Dave Challoner will come and shadow you.
yeah,
They're
what I will
I
say-
need to get some new methods.
yeah. Yesterday, our rep was absolutely amazing. Advantages being given, talking the girls through the game, just being really helpful to both teams. Just great for both teams. We had a player go down injured. She stopped the game. They had a player go injured. She stopped the game. She was all about the players and making sure that they
Yeah.
had the best possible 40 minutes that they could have had. So we're all, and me, I like to slag referees off where they need it. Equally, we like to praise them where they do a good job. So
It's
well
good to see
done.
the
That
game is in somewhat safe hands. Then that's reassuring.
Well, that's one in maybe the last 5 that's been good, but hey, we won't talk about that.
I was going to say, yeah, this is the first time you've complimented the referee since you've been doing this. So yeah, that's completely fair. Right, I think we should wrap it up. I'm going to decide what to offer me tea. You've really got me on the. I'm really in the mood for a Chinese share box now.
Do it. I'm going to go finish mine after this. Got a few chips left and a rib, I think. So I'm going to go demolish that.
Fucking hero, absolute the hero we needed. Right, we'll be back next Sunday from 8, looking back at the wins over Northampton and the statement win away at Luton. And we'll be looking at whether our next 2 are must-win games once again.
We will.
Good. Cheers for joining us, Dave. Cheers to everyone who's joined in the chat as well. This will be out as a podcast tomorrow morning if you've missed any, or you can just watch it back on YouTube. It doesn't really matter. It's all views. It all goes on the numbers and into the budget. There's no budget. There's the transfer war chest is empty. Right. Say goodbye to all the lovely people, Dave.
Goodbye, all other people, and don't forget to go watch the Gaz Owen interview if you haven't already, because that'll cheer you up.
It will cheer you up, and it'll make you think, yeah, maybe I will go Wembley.
Well,
If it doesn't, that's not on us though. We're not on like commission, and we'll still semi enjoy it, even if other people don't go. Right, bye everyone. See you next week. Ta-ra.